How can you get a quart in a pint pot?
How can you conquer with conkers?
How can I knock you for 6?
How can I turn your world upside down?
Oh, Fred, every time you look into my eyes, my world just goes into a spin. Gives that tenner.
I tell you what, you'd have to make me stand on my head to turn my world upside down, Freddie.
Hey, talking about that, I'd like you to meet Little Fred. Now,
Hello,
just
Little
like
Fred.
Big Fred, he's a bit of an athlete. He specialises in handstands. Are you ready? Yes, 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 yes! Oh! And one more time. Are you ready, Little Fred? Yay! Isn't that fantastic?
Give me a
And
go,
so
Fred.
easy, of course, Gareth. You
I can
have a
do
go.
this.
Are
OK,
you
Little
ready?
Fred,
One,
me.
two, okay.
1, 2, 3. Huh?
How did you get that wrong?
No. Look, let me show you.
Go on.
Let me show you. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey!
There we go.
Now you have a go,
OK,
OK?
little Freddie will do it for me.
Go on then. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, absolutely no good at all.
How'd you do
Look,
it then?
well, there are 2 Freds. There is one on the front there, and there is one on the back. But one is at 90 degrees to the other, and the secret of the whole thing is holding the right corner, because if you hold the right corner, he will do headstands every time. But if, on the other hand, you hold the wrong corner, as Gareth and Gail did, because I made them, he keeps coming the right way up. So how can I make your world go in a spin? Like this with Little Fred. Are you ready, Little Fred? One last time. Hey! That's how.
How can I avoid being dazzled? I'm actually talking about the kind of brilliant light that you get in the reflected glare that comes off water. What you need is a way of filtering out just the reflected light. Now, light comes in waves, like this. But those waves can be in any plane. This is light coming at you in a vertical plane, and this is light coming at you in a horizontal plane. And light is actually made up of waves in all of those planes, from the vertical to the horizontal and everything in between. Now, if you want to filter out horizontal waves, that would make reflected light easier to look at, because water is horizontal. So any light coming off it is horizontal too. So you might want to use a filter like this. So you can imagine how vertically polarized light would go through the filter, that would be fine, but any horizontally polarized light wouldn't be able to go through. That would do it. What you need is a polarizing filter. They don't actually look like this. A polarizing filter looks more like this. Now, I've got 2 types of filter here. This is a polarizing filter, and this is an ordinary darkened filter. Let's see how they both work. Now, look at the water first off, without any filter in place, and it's really bright. If I put just an ordinary darkened filter in there, you can see that it makes little or no difference other than to make everything dark. But if I take my polarizing filter and slide it in place, and then turn it around so the polarization works the right way, look at that. It works so well that it stops all the reflected light from coming to your eye via our TV cameras, and allows us to see that big old lovely salmon, and that's how you can avoid being dazzled.
Absolutely brilliant. How can I knock you for 6? For this how, we have to go back in time to 11th century Scandinavia. Meet the King of Sweden, Olaf Skotkonung.
Hello.
And the King of Norway, Olaf Tryggvason.
Here,
Now, after many years at war, the 2 kings decided to bury the hatchet and live in peace. But there was just one small issue yet to be resolved. Now, the Scandinavian island of Hisingen had already changed hands many times. How were they going to decide this time who it belonged to?
I've got it. Why don't we set this on a game of dice? Whoever throws the highest number keeps Hisingen.
Are you seriously suggesting, old boy, the outcome of this piece of land is decided on a game?
Yes?
All right, then.
You go first.
OK.
And that's how it really happened. But what happened next was even more extraordinary.
Are you ready?
Ready?
Double six! Whippy! Oh, fantastic! Beat that if you can. Game, set and match. Your turn.
It's not over yet.
Double six! Would you Adam and Eve it?
Your turn, Sweden.
OK. Are you ready? Yes! Double six!
Thor, blimey. What are the chances of that happening?
Well, since you ask, old boy, 1 in 46,000.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
Ah! Broken dice. That's it. Game over. Norway nil point. Hissingen is mine.
And that's how it really happened. The fourth largest Swedish island, forming part of the city of Gothenburg, was won or lost on a game of dice. A game where the scores and the result went against all the odds.
Oh, I enjoyed that.
So did I.
Now, how do you get a quart in a pint pot? Now, for the benefit of our younger viewers, that's an old expression, but what does it mean? Well, a quart is a quarter of a gallon. That means it's 2 pints. So the how is, how can you get 2 pints into 1 pint? I've got 2 pints here, a pint of sawdust and a pint of water, and I reckon I can get that pint into that pint.
Nah.
No, you can't, Fred.
You'll get some of it in, I think.
No, it's almost completely full. You'll get
I
virtually
think
none
I
in.
shall get it all in because I think the sawdust is going to absorb all of the water without any appreciable increase in volume.
Wow.
Can it be done? Can I get 2 pints into one? It's a little bit touch and go.
Go on, Fred.
But I think I can.
Go on, you're going to do it. You're
I
going to
think
do
I'm
it.
going to do it.
Amazing.
There we are. That's how you get 2 pints into one, or how you get 1.14 litres into a 0.57 litre pot.
What would you do
That's how.
without that little note there?
You've got it written down, haven't you? How can you conquer with conkers?
Ah, conkers, that's my bag. My beloved 99er has never been beaten. Go on, Dineage.
fighting talk, that is.
Ah, rubbish. Come here.
Behave,
Ow.
you two. Behave. Look, we'll actually get to the conkers later, but first you need to know something about explosives. You see, during the First World War, British forces fired over 200 million artillery shells, and the explosive that they used to fire them was called cordite.
Ship to starboard, Admiral Dineage. Enemy ship to starboard.
Well spotted, McKenna. Fire at will.
Aye, aye, sir. Fire at will.
Where are you, McKenna?
Oh,
Did we sink her?
I don't know, sir. I can't see a thing.
Well, fire again then, man.
Oh, what would you like me to fire at this time, sir?
Use your initiative, man. What's all this smoke?
Oh, no cordite, Admiral Dineage ran out this morning. Just watch yourself on the jet there, sir.
Ah!
Admiral Dineage?
Cordite was popular because, unlike gunpowder, it didn't produce lots of smoke, which meant that you could see what you were doing. And more importantly, you didn't have a cloud above your head that told the enemy exactly where you were.
Yeah, but what about these conkers?
Patience, I'm getting to that. McKenna, you don't have any nail varnish remover, do you?
Just so happens.
Ah, excellent. You see, one of the materials that cordite was made from was acetone, which is basically nail varnish remover. But in 1915, there wasn't enough of this stuff around until someone realised that you could make acetone out of American maize, or as we call it, corn on the cob.
Yeah, but what about them conkers? And what about my nails?
By 1917, German submarines in the Atlantic Ocean had cut off the supply of maize. So what was needed was a new raw material from which you could make acetone. And guess what that turned out to be?
No idea.
Conkers. Yeah, so give us your conkers, Fred, thank you very much, because later that year, in the autumn of that year, children all over Britain collected their conkers and sent them in parcels to government offices in London, and they were then sent off to factories, and they turned the contents of the conkers into acetone, turned the acetone into cordite, so they could be used for the shells. Now, how can you conquer using conkers? Easy, by turning conkers into cordite. That's how.
Oh, I'll tell you what would be bonkers if we had a tea break. Should we have a cup of tea?
Very nice.
What a lovely idea,
I
eh?
love a cup of tea,
Good.
Gail.
Oh, very
How would you
civilised.
take it?
I'll have it white with a couple of sugars.
All right, I'll pass you the milk jug over
Right,
then.
that's very kind.
Pour you a nice
Thank you
cup
so
of
much.
rosy Lee.
No milk for me, though, Gail, but I will have a slice of lemon if
Bit
you've got
of lemon.
it
Here we go.
There we are. Very nice, Gail. You're going to have
Nice
one
cup
yourself?
of tea for you there. I
Yeah,
tell you what,
nice
as it's,
chocolate.
I will actually, but as it's such a special occasion, I've got some family heirlooms with me.
The best silver,
Yeah,
Gareth. Isn't
beautiful
that
silver
touching?
teaspoons for you, and I'm
Thank
going to
Gail.
let
must
you use
be
them.
very fond of us.
You're really honoured.
I suppose we have to be very
because they
careful
fit-
with these, don't we?
You do. Please don't do anything to them that...
Gail,
Gareth.
What have you done? Oh, Fred, please, will you be more careful?
Just can't take him
No,
anywhere
you
at all.
absolutely cannot.
Oh, my goodness
Oh, not
gracious me.
both of you. Oh, thanks a lot,
no.
guys.
Yeah, Gail, perhaps you could bend them and give them back to your grandma.
Oh,
Well,
no.
Straight again.
Actually, I've been pulling your leg, but you'd probably guess that. If you pass them over,
Well,
Fred,
you can't mend those.
I'll explain what is going on here. You see, these aren't just regular, everyday teaspoons. They are special metal memory teaspoons. And what's so special about them is this thin strip here. It's an alloy of nickel and titanium, and it's got a kind of memory where it springs back to its original shape when it goes above temperatures of about 50 degrees. And its original shape is that bendy shape. I'll show you again, like that. See, and it's just as quick as that. And then you can cool it down and bend it to any shape you choose to.
Well,
But it's good, isn't it? It's a
That
good
is
trick.
So clever.
So how do you take your tea? Well, with spoons like these, you better take it anywhere you can, really.
Lovely. Pass the donuts. Now, how do you stop intruders?
Oh, I'd use a big, fierce guard dog.
Yeah, that's a bit heavy duty. I mean, just stopping intruders coming into your bedroom, for example, if you don't really want them. It's a little sign which tells people if they're welcome to come into your bedroom, come on in, it says. Or if you're not feeling too friendly, do not disturb. Very effective, and I'll show you how to make it. What you're going to need, of course, are 2 photographs of yourself, one not very happy, one much happier, and a couple of messages to correspond with the photographs. You're going to need 3 bits of card, 2 of them square. In the square card, you will cut a square hole and a rectangular hole, because eventually one of the photographs and one of the messages will come peeking through there. You need a round piece of card with 2 square holes and 2 rectangles in it. And you will stick behind that the 2 photographs and the 2 messages. And eventually, of course, when that's done, this red card will go on top of the blue card, like so, and you'll spin the blue card round. You'll need 1 other square of red card, and that really is going to be the backing of the whole thing. You'll need a paper fastener to hold the whole lot together. That obviously goes straight through the centre of the whole thing. And then splay that out. That will hold it securely together. I've got my own, of course, my own little sign to hang on my door, but I've also made signs for 2 of my best friends. Come on in, she's saying there, looking really happy and chirpy. Ooh, do not disturb. That's not so clever. And then there's Gareth. Come on in with that typical expression of his. And then fast asleep, do not disturb. Fantastic, aren't they? Come on, guys, I've made these for you. There you are, Gail.
Very
Good,
I
mate.
need
For you,
one of
Thank
these.
you very much
Oh, it's a
indeed. I'm going to put it
pleasure.
straight on my
Lovely.
dressing room door.
Yes,
Okay.
you do
See you
that.
later, guys.
That's how you can stop intruders. I'm going to go and see my friends now in their dressing rooms. Hey, Gail, you're not supposed to put do not disturb up for me. Gareth, do not disturb. Not for me, I'm your friend. And that's how for now.
And How To is back at the same time next week. Have you got your own dressing room with a star on it?
No.
No, no, I could.
Yeah.
Not missing out.